people start to realize our differences aren't as big as they seem.
I couldn't really understand the magnitude of what was going on.
I know a lot of people were affected.
You know, it's still that divide.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network and WISH-TV, this is Our City, Our Voice.
You look a lot different at it.
Everybody was kind of spinning about what it was and what was happening.
Everything's changed.
Everything's changed.
Federal jury trial has cleared the state of Indiana of racial discrimination charges brought by a state employee who claimed he was not promoted because of his race. Now, the Attorney General praised the decision, saying Indiana hires and promotes based on merit. Dakari is with WISH-TV contributor and CEO of InnoPower, Emil Ekiyor, on the implications of this case.
Thank you for being here.
Hey, thank you for having me.
As you know, this is something we've discussed before. I think it was back in January that we first broached this topic following Governor Mike Braun's executive order highlighting skills-based hiring. Are they the right person for this job?
So I think everybody I know personally wants to be hired for a job that they feel they're qualified for. I went to school for this. I have experiences doing this work, and now I'm ready to move up to another position. So hire me based on my skills and my competencies so I can show you I can do this job. Most people I know want to be hired based on that. So to have a skills-based hiring system in place for the state, we hope allows more people to be able to compete for good paying jobs with the state because they're qualified, they have the experiences, and now they can get into the loop to get hired.
So this topic, you kind of touched on it there. I want to ask you outright, does expanding or narrowing the scope of these things, when you're talking about merit or skills-based hiring, does it broaden or narrow opportunities?
It should broaden. I mean, we've all lived through applying for a job, you know you're just good enough, you're qualified, but somebody else got that job because they knew somebody or they had a friend somewhere. Well, the state of Indiana today is saying we're eliminating all of that. Right, we're going to hire people based on their skills and can they do the job. When you do that, you open the gates for more people to be able to compete for that job opportunity. So no longer getting a job because your cousin's cousins know somebody or your friend's friend knows somebody, right? So we have to make sure that we work with the state to make sure that is the case, that we've broadened the funnel of people who can come and compete for state jobs. So really looking forward to seeing how the state is going to implement this and how all of us can play a role in helping the state implement this to open the floodgates to get the best people in our state positions.
Okay, on a final note here, sir, I want to ask you this. Should experience and perhaps education, is that as widely regarded as it once was, or non-traditional things being looked at more?
So give you an example. If we're going to hire a project manager, right? And we say, okay, to hire a project manager, you need a master's degree and all of this to be a project manager. But we had someone that's done that work for so long. They've done projects. They may not have a master's degree, but they have 20 years of experience doing projects. To us, we think that's better than a master's degree. So that person now, and the state is saying, no longer are we going to post a job and say the requirements to get this job is a PhD, a master's degree, or even a degree.
Okay.
So now your experiences matter, right? What you've done and what you've been able to do in the past, now you bring that to that application for the job. So we should have so many more people in place to get some of the open positions in our state. So we just, as citizens, we have to make sure the state is executing this with fidelity. We have to make sure that there is a process to make sure, let's get more people into the pipelines.
Okay, well said. We'll put a period on the conversation there. That is WISH-TV contributor Emil Ekiyor. Thank you for your time today, sir.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Discover more at WISH-TV.com. And when you follow WISH-TV on Facebook, check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.